I've come out of the office, up the hill here to the forest to talk about this. This is one half of a pair of Grisport Keeper boots. Nothing remarkable about them. I've used them for about 2 years now, and as you can tell from the appearance, I don't really take care of my outdoor equipment as well as I should do. But I wanted to share with you these boots and how impressive they are. They have probably been used for about 2,000 miles. They've got a few cracks in the leather, some of the rubber starting to come away on the edges there, but all the important parts, so all the cleats for the laces, down here on the corner where you get some wear, the sole and the grip itself, and all the stitch work on the panels is all intact and fully waterproof, and I still use these almost daily. As I said, I've done about 2,000 miles in these. That's an estimate, but it could be a little bit more. But that's been in the mountains, in the forests, when we're working on courses, and yeah, they're absolutely fantastic. They're fairly flexible. They're a sort of a B0 level in boot stiffness grading. They're quite high leg as well, although they aren't stiff. They are still quite flexible there. But they do provide good ankle support. The lacing system is effective. You've got these locking cleats down here, which means you can really get your foot into it, get your heel down into the back, get a nice secure footing and then lace them up. I've climbed mountains in these, in wind, rain. I've done a bit of scrambling in them, even done a small amount of climbing in them, just to try them out, and they're actually really good. You do need a bit of a clean. They need some reproofing, but when they are reproofed and when they've been re-waxed, they look almost like new. To put it in context, this is one half of a pair of Mindals that I've had for just over a year. Now these are my other work boots. These are the ones I use more often in the mountains, when we're working in the mountains, when I'm guiding clients there. And these cost around about the same as the Grisports. But given that these are a bigger name and they're more of a mountaineering brand of boot, it's quite disappointing how quickly these have fallen apart. So these have had about the same sort of use. I've treated them in the same way. I try and clean things when I can and reproof them as I'm meant to, but I don't always get to it. But these have really suffered, whereas the Grisports have actually stayed up and kept up with my poor maintenance regime. So as you can see here, that panel starting to come away there on the side of the foot, another one there, another one there, the same thing on this side, and the other boot actually looks worse than this one. The sole is still in quite good nick, but it's started to wear away a little bit, and they're just starting to collapse as well. They haven't really kept the shape. I've got quite wide feet, and they've started to flatten out and bulge out like that, which means when I'm wearing it, the side of my foot is actually overhanging the sole here by nearly a centimetre, which isn't great when you're walking amongst rocks and you really want to make sure your feet are protected. So even though I do like these boots, it shows how good the Grisports really are, and why when these eventually do die, or I decide I do need a nice new pair that isn't maybe looking as battered as these are, I'll go for another pair of Grisports, and I probably won't go for another pair of Mindals. These have really surprised me. It wasn't a brand I'd used before. I thought we'd give them a try, see how they work, and they have really impressed me. So the Grisport Keeper boot, I've used it for 2 years, a couple of thousand miles, still working as it should do. And the Mindal, used it for maybe 1,000 miles for just over a year, lots of mountain use, and it's falling apart.